If you're going to go out and buy a lot and then build a home on that property, there are 4 components that you need to consider as you embark on this journey. I think many people get hyper focused on what is the cost of the house going to be, and how much is it going to be if I finish the basement, and how much is it going to be if I add the sunroom. Those are all important questions, and we actually have a worksheet that we can email out that'll help you understand what may happen to the house price if you add some options. But really, you need to look at this transaction in totality. So the 4 components are the cost of the house, the cost of the land, the cost of the financing, and the cost of the site development. So I've already talked a little bit about the house, and we can certainly give you some guidance on that. The next thing is the cost of the land. Well, that's really very simple. You're working with a real estate agent who has experience in land acquisitions, and you're going to be looking at land or homes that have a price to them, and you can kind of figure out, okay, if it's listed for X, we maybe will get it for a little less or somewhere in that area. The next question we get all the time is people will ask, well, how much do I have to plan for site work? We cannot answer that question until 2 things happen. Number 1, you need to find a lot that you want to develop and get it under contract with a study period. The second thing we have to do is we have to perform a feasibility study so we can determine what it's going to take to develop that lot. So once we do those things, we can give you a realistic site estimate, a site cost budget. But until that happens, we say, since we don't know where you want to build or what the conditions of the site are, budget $100,000 if you are going to buy an existing home and tear it down for site work. So $100,000 for a tear down. Budget $150,000 if you're going to buy vacant land, because you're going to have to pay to bring the utilities in. So you've got your house price on your budget, right? You've got the price of land on your budget. You've got site work on your budget. And now you've got to consider financing. And I think financing is where I would start. A construction loan is a completely different animal than a conventional mortgage. And I think 90% of the people that contact me initially have no idea that they have to get a construction loan, and they have no idea what it is. And once they start to explore it and they learn more about a construction loan, they're not so sure they want to get involved in a transaction like this. So typically, a construction loan, the bank is not going to lend you as much money, because the bank is taking more risk because they're lending you money on a home that's not built yet. So your budget is going to come down a little from where it may have been on a conventional, traditional mortgage. The next thing is your interest rate is probably going to be a little higher than you might expect. And I think that also gives people some pause. And another component to a construction loan is many lenders will not all lenders, but many lenders will not lock your interest rate until about 30 days or 60 days before the home's completed. So that could be a year from the time when you get started, and you don't know what interest rates are going to be a year from now. Now, there are lenders that can lock your rate sooner. You need to contact those lenders. We do have some on our preferred list, and then you can find out what their rates are. So the very, very, very first thing I would do is make loan application with a lender who has experience with construction loans, figure out where your budget is. The next thing I would do is talk to one of our trained realtors who can answer many of your questions. Let's get all your numbers on the back of a napkin and let's see if the numbers make sense. And then if the numbers make sense, we can find a lot and we can build you a home that is as unique as you are. So if you want to learn more, give us a shout, drop us a line. We can get you in touch with our agents. We can refer you to our lenders, and we can get you started on the path to your very own Stanley Martin custom home.